Welcome back to What If Civilization Started Over. This is episode 5. In the last episode, we saw some expansion. We saw the yellow team. They don't exist anymore. They got taken over by both of these guys. A new country formed over here. These two guys united together. And we saw the partition of this land and expansion into Africa. So please like, share, and subscribe. Please support me. It really helps the channel grow. And it also, what does it also do? Also suggest some things. In the last video, there were no comments, so yeah, for me. But I'm gonna keep this until people say we want the gray map with the white explored land. Yeah, let's get going into this video. So first we are going to look at this Vietnam country and they are going to expand north actually. I don't know what else you were expecting. They go a bit into the Chinese East territory. They go a bit over here in the west just as well until they eventually stop like this. Over here we have the purple team having some break away from them. I don't know what reason to give for these guys breaking away. But I'm gonna just say they did not like it there. That's a very good explanation. But I don't know why they did not like it, but they did not like it. So we have this sliver looking thing wrapping from the purple team, and the exact borders will look something like this. So this gold green team will get all of this land over here, and yeah, that's it over in India. Now going over to the red team, they know they are too big. Everybody knows that these guys are way too big. I mean, the main areas are around over here. They did expand a bit over here, that's alright, but what is all of this? Like, genuinely, everybody knows these guys do not need all of this. And so do the people over here and over here. And but someone who wants this all is the government. Don't know if governments even exist. Let's just say they do. And they don't give much money and all that, blah 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 to the northern guys. Sorry for the background music. They don't give to these northern guys, and it's not gonna go well. Um, you know what? The red team will let a peaceful like breaking away, not that violent. Well, let's look at what it looks like. Oh boy. So there are a lot of countries in over here that all broke away from the red team. Poor red team. Now they are stuck in here just like these two. And they are the what? One, two, three, four, or fifth country that cannot expand. I mean, besides all of these guys, these five can't because they literally just rebel. Even if they had the access, I don't think they would do stuff. But coming over to the Caspians, we see them finding a new country, and that new country will be over here. Alright, over here. Let me see if there's any colors. No, I'll use this color then. These could look similar, but yeah. So the Caspian is forming the lake country, and this thing is full of lakes. This country is literally based on lakes and water. They already have 4 lakes, and with the Caspian support, they're looking to expand into these as well. These have been discovered in this episode, but not in the last episode. And over here we see the Caspians too expanding a bit over here before eventually stopping because they are very looking good right now. Over here, coming over to this country, we have them making their borders actually good and nice as straight line thing. So they do some more stuff over here, and comes out over here as well. And do something like that. But disaster happens. The biggest country in the world becomes not too biggest anymore, but still they will remain a bit big. We have this country over here rebelling away from the uh this tea, this color, whatever it's called. And would you look at that? I accidentally used this color reference to the Discrolix over here. We also have the gold team over here. This is not the same gold team over here, but I'm just using the same color. They will also rebel over here. Let me just draw some borders. Yes, alright, alright. We'll do that, and we'll do this. Alright, so yeah, here's these guys' rebellion, and now we also have the northern Egyptians rebelling away, way over here. Wait, what? Nice. What? Alright, so, uh, what? But we have this country looking something like this. Uh, something like this. Alright, looking pretty alright over here. And these guys are left to just Mesopotamia. But this won't let them stop because they discover Cyprus. And Cyprus is pink purple something for some reason. And these guys are looking pretty good even after all of this. I mean, they have coast to the Black Sea, the Mediterranean Sea, and the Persian Gulf, and the Red Sea as well. Just a tiny bit though. I don't think any country in our world has has this. I mean, countries have done it before, a lot actually, but in the modern day, there is no country bordering all four of these seas, and now we have one, and it could also be five now because of this. So, since these guys are very rich, they're going to go to Caspia and they will have to buy some land. And that land, well, and that land will look something like this. You do that and you do that. They want this piece of land over here. But the Caspians are already rich, like probably richest. These guys second or third or whatever. You guys can make that up. But the Caspians are rich, just know that. And they don't need money as much as some guys over here. Yeah, but you losing land or and gaining money or just stay like that. But the Caspians know. Well, this is a huge fleet warning, five seas, or I guess you could say eight, one sea and one sea, two gulfs and two lakes. They're going to do that. And you know the Caspians accept this. It's all happy at once. Nah, I'm just kidding. They don't accept this. And these guys are not too happy about that. And they you know what they do? Um yeah. Also guys I'm going to use lighter colors to indicate the gains in the war. Also I'm not going to use this color but I'm going to use the lighter color to see how much they gained and how much they lost. This will be starting from this episode. Also, let's see this war now. So, the let's just call them Mesopotamia. So the Mesopotamians attack on this land. And they go to, I had to off the gas. I don't know if it's off, I think it's something else, but let's get into the war. Alright, so the Mesopotamians, they get some of this land and they sign up for peace. But will the Caspians accept that? Of course not, bro. They're Caspian. They can fight this, right? So we have the Caspian taking the Balkan, not the Balkan coast. This is the coast. The Black Sea area. They get a bit more land over here, and they also get some land over here. Uh, so they get some land over here as well. And after pushing the Mesopotamians back a bit over here, as well as pushing over here, you know what they want? Now they're asking for peace. After they take the Black Sea coast, some land over here to this, which gets access to this lake, and some land over here. Will these guys accept this? Of course not, bro. Nobody likes losing land. But we have someone joining the war. And I think I might have revealed it already, pointing out the country, but it's the Lime team. They attack this thing over here, yeah, and the Caspians are shocked. These guys are not too strong. There's some instability over here. It's not that much, but still some over here. And they still decide to attack the Caspians, the strongest country in this. They are shocked, but they can fight. They immediately push back the Lime team and start their own little things. Let me change that color. Their own little things over here. And if you're wondering why this is all both different colors, that's because I want to show the which countries are invaded. So for this color it'd be this country, and for this color it'd be this country. So I'm gonna do it like that so it'd be simpler to see what they're attacking. But despite this, the Lime team won't attack in the northern area of their own country, but it's actually west, it's east for the Caspians. Over here, let's look at who's they're getting support from. The Caspians, they're getting support from the pink team, red team, dark green team, Vietnam, these guys, nice, and these guys as well. Now, and these three, I don't know if they'll even have enough money to support, but the ones who are supporting these two, this Turkish country, in magenta country, in the purple country, and that's about it. So yeah, it's looking not too great for these two, but only time can tell. Um, hey, over here we have the Caspians pushing back the pink team on Mesopotamian and advances, and they push into Mesopotamian territory. They getting some land over here as well. Over here they take over this Caspian coast. Also, but they get pushed into the border over here and it stopped. Over here we have the Lime team pushing in a bit more, eventually reaching this lake. They can now they're getting control of the lake, and it's not looking too good. It's the second largest lake in the country. So yeah, it might not be too good. But so they refocus their troops over here, so they take back a lot of what they take Alright, so they land a lot of troops from over here, but they still hold out only a bit here over this area and a bit in this area. But there's a very, very big logistic failure. And by the logistic failure, there's a heavy, heavy push over here. Eventually, the whole lake gets captured, and a lot of people are starving because this lake was the second main source of food for the Caspians, and they lost this. Yeah, they are not doing too well over there. But they regain access over to this lake, but they don't get too much. Only this part over here. Overcoming to the Mesopotamians, though, will they decide to push back a bit over here, and also over here completely. And they push back like the Caspians a bit over here. Here, what is this? What color is this? Now I give it bold over to the magenta, not the magenta, Mesopotamians over here. But they also reach the coast of the Sea, Caspian Sea. We have this 9 team pushing a bit into the green team. This different colors. Nope, alright. So they push into the 9 team a bit. They also push back over here. They managed to push back very much, but they still did not receive any of the coastal regions of this lake. So, and bad news for the white team, yeah, they got divided. So yeah, it's not looking too good. There's a large amount of groups over here, and not too much population over here, but definitely a lot over here. And yeah, they lost a lot of elite groups. I mean, elite for these guys. And yeah, now they're not looking too good. And the Persians start to get some conscription. Not so good conscription over here. And with that conscription, we have hundreds of thousands, not hundreds of thousands, but thousands of troops swarming in over here, yeah, connecting to this region. But that was too late, and these 9 teams secured the whole lake and almost pushed to the border of the night. Pretty much they pushed back to the border, so yeah, I would not look. I would probably leave the war or surrender if I were you, Lion. Eventually, the Mesopotamians want to peace out, and this 9 team also agrees a lot of the troops are dying, but these guys say no, and that will cost them. It will cost them very much. Over here, we have in line to get it pushed back after all the constructed people went home, and they got split again. And this time there is no conscription because civilians ain't having all that. Over here we have all of these guys in circle, and eventually all of these guys are killed. And now my team decides to peace out, but these guys didn't have all that. And now they have to surrender. Let's look at this peace treaty. Ooh. So over here we see this 19 and all of this land, not this. Um, what what's happening now? Bro, um, what is happening now, guys? Oh, all right, finally, and they get this huge chunk out of the mighty, and this small chunk over here. But it's not all good and smiley for the not the line, the sign team, because the Sp- Mes- Me- the Mesopotamians get access to Caspian Sea. You have like this much access. The rest of this is sign team, and yeah, they barely have access to the Black Sea over here. But now they have access to Caspian Sea as well, and now they've done it. Yeah, very nice. Yeah, the power's probably centered over here, but the actual power centered over here. But history is centered over here. Yeah, this is just very confusing. We have the magenta team expanding their colony, I guess, in Africa. And they're actually pretty good, but they stopped for now. Over here, we have the Algerians. So, yeah, these guys are the Algerians going over the coast. They are actually pretty good over here. They still do discover Spain and all that. But they do pretty good in exploration until it comes to Sahara Desert because yeah, nobody at this time wants to bring all that. Over here we have the gold team also getting their own little land over here, but they don't get much funding from pretty much anybody. I don't know who these guys get funding from, but none of these guys are getting any funding, and these guys, this is what they do for now. Coming over to this Turkish country, they expand a bit more into Europe as well as discover all the Aegean Islands, but they're not shown over here. They also discover Crete, its mountains, but I don't care much. Uh, here, here they explore a bit more before they stop. You know what? I think let's end it for today. See you guys all in the next episode, and bye.